understand that I think about families. The biggest, most important economic policy this government, if re-elected, would move forward. You'll forgive me.
Woo! While they sleep, we work. While they sleep, we work.
Without commitment, you'll never start. But more importantly, without consistency, you'll never finish. It's not easy, so keep working, keep striving, never give up, fall down 7 times, get up 8. Ease is a greater threat to progress than hardship. Ease is a greater threat to progress than hardship. So keep moving, keep growing, keep learning. See you at work.
You speak as though I have conquered death. I live death every day. I am surrounded by it, smothered by it. Look at you now. He would have everlasting life. You seek to defy death, yet you cannot even defy sleep. And our like sleep is to death. It is a painted death.
Hey, it's the Diaz brothers from Zaid Comics.
And we're back with our latest campaign, bringing together all the greatest artists and talent that CG has to offer.
So take a look at...
Whoa! I'll take it from here, Diaz brothers. What up, people? It's your boy, Mr. CG. Allow me to be your tour guide on the biggest, bounciest beach party book in CG history. CG Vacation! We got bodacious beach spots springing up from the biggest properties in indie comics. Baby, you don't need those guns when you got these guns, you know what I'm saying? Featuring art from the industry's heavy hitters, as well as the best new CG talent. I'm talking Dale Keown, Billy Tucci, Auntie Bear, Shaft and Jenny, Rennie Draws, and many more, rubbing ink on hot properties you love, like Pit, Sheep, First Man, Sovereign Wolf,
Cyberfrog,
Shanu, the Lucent, Downcast. I could go on and on. And I will. We got Andy Smith, Kelsey Shannon, PTP, Kaylee, Lil Presti, Monster MD, Rage Tully, Graveyard Shift. Yo, on CG Beach, we even got the weebs covered. Or, uncovered. It's gonna be more than 50 pages of pinup perfection, like Penumbra over here. Hey, mamacita, I was just walking by, and I couldn't help but notice. Holy crap, what the hell is that? We're all gonna die! Why are you posing right now? So what are you waiting for? Take a little break and get away with all your faves. You know you deserve it. Back CG Vacation on Indiegogo today. Later, gang. We got Dahl, Robertson, Joe Ball, Sontag, Miriam Diaz, Lawless, Bancroft, Romero, McMahon, Dalton, Casanova. Just too many to mention, dude.
Good morning, come on in. Coffee's good, fresh and hot. There's a waffle in the baker, on the grill we're making bacon. You're always welcome back.
Charge!
There's a fire beneath my skin. There's a fever that makes me ill. Got a love that kills. I got 24 hours to live. Come back. I'm down on my knees. Come back. I'm begging you, please.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Waffle Lodge. This is Shanthan Jetty and Shanthan Jetty Art. Welcome here. We are going to be introducing ourselves here today from the chat. And I just want to say hello, guys. I haven't streamed in a little bit on this channel, so let's have some fun. I'm making some fun new stuff for the coming week. We're going to have, I believe, the big man, Andy Smith, on here on Thursday promoting his new book, Core Draft. I'm going to be doing Dawn of the Dead, the original 1968, with Vaughn on Thursday as well. That's going to be after the Andy Smith show. Just lots of stuff going on. And most importantly, guys, I can't believe I didn't put this in the title. We have crossed 30K on Nosfero the Crypt Walker, guys. That means the amazing Eric Weathers is going to be lettering it. I am incredibly excited about that, guys. It's great to see you. Let's see who's here in the lodge. I need to see who is here in the lodge, folks. So you guys have been making your hellos to each other, which I love to see. First and foremost, we have Mr. Monkey Boy 1969. It is great to see you, my friend. We've got Lord Ravener. There it is. The griddle is fired up and waiting for your order. Just let us know what your order is in the chat. What is up, Voyager 47? It is great to see you. I hope you're doing very well. And we've got Eric Grant here. Hello, Eric Grant. It is great to see you. We've got Stephen Rockwood drawing 486 backers. We're getting there. Yes, we are. And we're getting there together because you remember when that campaign was nowhere near that. We build this thing together. We're fighting for pop culture that's actually worth a damn and that's inspiring and exciting. And as Frank Lloyd Wright once said, is a grace to this world and not a disgrace. That is what we're about here. Bassmaster Dan, it is great to see you. Reminds me of a Halloween mask I ordered just the other day. Jeremy Burtz is here. Hail to you, Jeremy Burtz. It's great to see you. Timmy Mello, hello. How are you doing? I hope you're doing well. Great to see you in the chat. You guys keep me guessing by switching up those avatars. But you know what? I always know who you guys are. I know who you guys are. Jeremy Burtz is always here. Good to see you, brother. Mr. Monkey Boy, got you there. Let me see. Oh, we've got God Blade. God Blade, indeed. And great to see you, God Blade. We're going to be talking about Blade, the amazing Wesley Snipes movie, one of the greatest comic book movies, in my opinion, of all time, on Double Impact tomorrow with Jericho Green and Gabe El Taib. We're going to have a great time with it, and I cannot wait. Oh, dang. Would not shock me at all. Yeah, it wouldn't shock me at all. I will tell you this, as far as that whole thing goes, I think that Eric July, whatever's left after Eric July tore into him. Yeah, speak up, Bancroft, in that trailer. Well, he's whispering. He's putting his kids to sleep. He says that to them every single night. That is how that works, guys. Joe, what is up? Hail, Joe. Good to see you. Howls XD in the chat. Hail, chat. Hail to you, my friend. Let's see who else we've got here. We've got Blade here. Oh, the Art and Times of Jay Ryan. Great to see you, Art and Times of Jay Ryan. I hope you're doing well. And Joe is saying good day to Eric. Let's see. Rob, the Replicator. We were just on a stream together. It's great to see you. God, this book looks amazing. Right on, brother. Thank you so much. I tip my cap to you, brother, and I do appreciate the support. Awesome One is here asking for waffles, and you shall receive waffles, my friend. We have about 30 minutes of ads before AVS tears into Brooks. Oh, I bet it's going to be fun. Intros. I know exactly what you mean. Yeah, hello, hail to Eric Grant again. And Hunch the Dirty Roofer. Sean, let's celebrate. You got a new job with a major promotion. That is absolutely right, man. It is, it's great, man. Sean, let's celebrate. Just got a new job with a major promotion. Hunch the Dirty Roofer, congratulations on your promotion. My God, yes. And hold on a second. I don't typically do this unless we get super chats going here, but I think this is worthy of a super chat celebration. This is for you, Hunch the Dirty Roofer, and congratulations on the promotion. Well deserved, my friend. Charge! That is what it's all about, my friends. That is what it's all about. So, yeah, congratulations. Everybody tell Hunch I say congratulations in the chat. Yes, indeed. 30K, we did it, guys. Belgium waffles with crispy bacon, please. Absolutely. That crispy bacon is coming up. I do like my bacon crispy. I'm going to tell you that right now. And I agree with you, Bronze Age Kid. That's how you have to do it sometimes. I actually was having some bacon this morning and thinking to myself, is there anything better? You can put bacon on pretty much anything, and it's going to make it great. And that's what makes it good. Lots of love here in the chat. Indeed. Hail. Eric Grant says, Bronze Age Kid, congratulations, Hunch the Dirty Roofer. That's exactly right, man. You got to say congratulations to Hunch the Dirty Roofer. It has to be done. Yeah, now he's a clean roofer. That's right. He's been promoted, or a dirtier roofer. You don't know. We have to wait for Hunch to tell us, man. That's how it works. But yeah, we're going to be having some fun tonight. I've got to get a painting stream in because I haven't painted in ages. I was on John Malin's channel the last two mornings because we were up really, really late. But it was great. John pushed the book, and we were promoting it, and we got to 30K. We were so close, and it made it all the more fun that we were doing it on a stream where we were promoting a lot of great stuff, a lot of great books. And that's the goal. That's what we're after here. We're trying to make cool stuff. We're trying to make fun stuff. And we're trying to make stuff that inspires people. And I couldn't be prouder to be sitting around with so many, talented and skilled people, and so many people who are excited about comics in the chat. I just ordered a book today that is a book that I would have dreamed of having when I was a kid. And it is when I get it, I will let you guys know. It is the Todd McFarlane artist edition. And it is a lot of his Spider-Man stuff. It's his Marvel stuff. And it's even got the Hulk 340 cover original art scan in it. And I could not be happier. And I just realized something. What the heck? I forgot to click us over once I said my hellos. Here we go. Hello, Shanth, and all of you in the chat. I hope you're having a great night. We are, James Hayes. I hope you're having a great night. Bringing the positivity. We appreciate it. Hunch the Dirty Roofer just got a promotion, and we're all celebrating that. And we just hit 30K. It is a good thing, man. Tomorrow, my ISOM #1 cover A issue comes in the mail. I got mine right here. I have not opened it yet, though, because I am... Where the hell did I put it? Huh. Oh, maybe it's across the way. Yeah, I think I put it over there. But I just... Or did I? No, I didn't put it over there. It's got to be around here somewhere. Dang, I have got a lot of nonsense around me here. Oh, wait. Is this it? Yeah. Oh, let me make sure make sure I don't dox myself. So there you go. There is my cover A, and I am very excited. I backed 8 CG books last month. Crazy. Oh, doesn't it feel good? I love... oh, cool. Your order's coming on Friday. Excellent. Yeah, doesn't it make you feel good to back independent comic books from people where it actually goes to people you know, goes to families, and goes to celebrate independent artwork that doesn't look down its nose at you? It's not for the chin strokers. Yeah, it's great stuff. What an awesome page of art. Thank you so much, James Hayes. I really do appreciate it. This book is going to be gorgeous. Hello there, the groomsman. Groomsman means my McFarlane Artist Edition, that is. Yes, absolutely. Yeah, let me know what you make of it when you get it. As I was talking last night about it, is that Todd McFarlane was the artist that made me want to be a comic book artist because of the passion, the drama, the excitement, and everything that he sort of brought to the game. And when I think about that sometimes, I think that it sort of plays to that fundamental idea that we have here in CG, but that everybody who is in the arts should have. Brian Pulido talked about it. I'm sure Billy Tucci was doing it. Todd McFarlane has been doing it forever, which is we're here to entertain and make artwork that just grabs you and says, all right, I want to buy this. I want to get this. I want to back this book. That is the CG way. And we want to do shows that are entertaining, and we want to do things that are inspiring, and we want to bring something positive. And I know that it's easy for people to say, or that it's common for people to say right now, we want to bring something positive to you, but, because there's so much negativity in the world. And I always think, there's always stuff going on. And depending on where you are, things might be going great everywhere else, but it couldn't be too great where you are. It always depends. I don't think we're ever at a loss for some positivity as long as it's something that's honest and sincere. And I think that that's what we sort of try to bring. Because if you watch somebody stream long enough, you're going to know if they're full of shit. Sorry, excuse my French, but I'm having that kind of a day. And, because I feel fired up about this stuff. I feel fired up. I feel grateful for all of you guys backing the book. And I've also been thinking about this idea that, life is too short to do anything halfway. Life is too short not to stand up for the things that you care about. And I don't mean stand up against things as a rule. But when I see an independent creator doing something interesting, and when I see people trying to do something positive and not being about, critical theory and just tearing everything apart, to me, critical theory is very much like a drug. It's something that people get addicted to, and it's something that people just get sucked into sometimes, and they lose that enthusiasm of being around creative and positive people. And for me, that is the best stuff in life, is being around creative. Let's see if that focuses. There we go. Being around creative and passionate people. And so that's what I want to be whenever I'm doing my streams. I want to talk about the things I love and laugh at some of the silliness, but also in a joyous sort of way. Because let's face the facts, for me anyway, let me be clear about this. American pop culture was as an American, but also just as someone who appreciates great artwork, played a tremendous positive role in the shaping of so many things that I love, and that so many things that I believe in and that are important to me. Things like, heroism, individuality, and being able to pursue your own interests, your own dreams, and your own passions, and sink or swim depending on whether the idea was any good. It's one of the most beautiful things about it, spending years and years and years developing skills with the hope that you can actually put them in front of an audience and have them get excited about it, having them feel the passion for it. And as I look at Nosfero and I look at these pages coming together, I feel very proud that my first painted comic book and my first Comicsgate book is such a it's such a great project, how it's come together, and the story. I love all of those things about it. And I know it's just onward and upward from here, but I didn't want to start in the basement. Do you know what I'm saying? I was like, let's make this thing great. Let's make it awesome. Let's see here. It's like grasping those imaginary rings. Absolutely right. That's what it is. Oh, getting my ISOM this week. Excellent, man. Yeah, I'm excited. I've been watching reviews of it because I like to watch reviews. I'm not too worried about spoilers or things like that because, to me, if a work of art is engaging, it's going to be engaging no matter what. I've known the ending of Psycho and so many other movies that I've watched 1,000 times for years now. And I feel like sometimes it's nice to hear reviews just to temper your, expectations, but also to see what people notice. I don't know why. I just enjoy it. It might be because I remember and loved so much the going to the comic shop experience. Do you know what I mean? It reminds me of that when you would call up your buddy and go, "Hey, what did you think of it, man?" And yeah, I have not read ISOM yet. I just got the book. I'm saving it for when I can really devote some time to it. If you guys saw the photo of all of my artwork from Nosfero, or a good chunk of it, not all of it, laid out on my sofa, that's the sofa in my office that I go in to look at books whenever I've got books. So I want to do a deep dive into ISOM, Jack the Ripper, Vampire Killer. I'm excited about that one. And yeah, I'm really curious. The takes I've heard of it are, or the takes I've heard of on ISOM are, what's the word? I've heard some positive ones. I've heard some ones, some that are critical, but the ones I like the most are the hardcore comic book nerds who go through it piece by piece. And there's a great channel where they did that. Nosfero, a year of concentrated quality. You ain't kidding. That is exactly what it's been. But I heard a gentleman who was talking about it. He was trying to get to 700 backers, and he did. Let me see if I can find him. Hold on a second here. Let me show you one of the people I was looking at who I thought was pretty interesting in terms of his take on it. Hang on a second. Let me see here. Let me see. Where is he? And dang, I had him in here somewhere. Okay, here we go. 78 views. That's not bad. Hold on a second here. Oh, here we go. Nope, not here. Sorry, guys. This isn't compelling television here at the moment, but don't worry, we'll get there. Let's see here. Videos. Is this the one? Nope. Dang, I can't find his. I don't like this new layout that we have. Oh, here it is. But yeah, this guy strikes me as a comic book fan. Hey, what's up, American Comics Company? You're always in good company when American Comics Company's in the house. Yes, it's nice to see these develop, and the medium is encouraging. Oh, I'm glad to hear it, man. That's terrific. But this gentleman right here, I was watching him talk about it. Let me see here. Where is it? Present? What does present mean? Present screen. That's not what I was looking for. Chrome tab. It used to be share. They changed it to present. I don't know what that's about. Here we go. So let me see. Oh, that's flickering a little bit here. Let me see if this works. But this gentleman right here, where is this?
Have that thin,
there you go.
Almost tissue-like paper that feels rippable the minute you turn the pages. In this kind of book, it does not feel like that at all. Even the pages on the inside, they're not that cheap, flimsy paper. It's a real, it's a glossy kind of paper, but it's a nice, tough paper. It's not anything that's going to fall apart the minute you turn a page. So that's definitely a positive for me when it comes to this book. The other positive that I like is the colors. I love the colors in this book. The colors in this book really stand out.
The real nerdy review. Give this guy a sub, man. He's clearly a comic book geek. He talks about the
hats off to-
characters.
to
He talks
Sean.
about things.
No,
I think he
I'm
gives
sorry.
everything a pretty fair shake. And I enjoyed what he had to say, man. I thought he had some cool stuff to see. Hey, what's up, Raiden Radio? Great to see you, my friend. Yeah, hail all you lovely people indeed. Hail you. I love it, man. Hail yes. But I was watching him talk about it, and there's this way that it reminds me of, again, going to the comic shops when I was a kid. He talks about characters and a slow burn and introducing things and not having an overpowered character and the things that surprised him and the things that were there. But he talks about it. How do I word this? It's not so much a critique of it as it is him talking about what his experience with the book is, what his observations with the book is, and then at the same time talking about what he wants to see, what he'd like to see more of. And I dig that, man. Hey, what's up? It's Courtney. It's great to see you, Courtney. How are you doing? But it's, what I'm saying? Like, it was, when I used to go to comic shops, I used to have these, sadly, that broke my heart a little bit to say that. Oh, man. I still love comic shops, man. I do. I don't get out to them as much as I'd like to, but it's just, when they started a lot of them started to phase out the back issues, and then the new stuff wasn't that compelling. It was hard. I like to go to a great comic shop, but I haven't been to one in a bit. But one of the things I really looked forward to the most was what we do here on YouTube, the lengthy conversations about comics, about dissecting it. And it didn't really matter to me where somebody came down on, whether they loved that artist. It's interesting. I was a massive Todd McFarlane fan. And when I was, a young collector, in case anybody who wasn't there doesn't know, that was not like everybody liked Todd McFarlane. Some people it was like Jim Lee versus Todd McFarlane, or Todd McFarlane versus Rob Liefeld, or everybody had their artists, or the old guard who was saying, oh, those new artists are crap. It's all they're doing is bad John Byrne or bad this, and where's the Neil Adams in this crew? And it was cool because that's actually how you learned about these artists. You learned about them through other people's perspective. You know what I mean? Okay, I'm just listening because I'm trying not to stay inside and grab my stuff. There you go. Absolutely. So many closed. Yeah, there are no local comic shops in my area now. I know what you mean. Yeah, it is tough, man. It is tough, and I think that, there were so many comic shops that I have great memories of, and going to those shops, and we would just go through things. And of course, it was different before you could go online and order things. But I would say there's still nothing like going to a shop and getting a comic book that you've been looking for. Now, what I think, the reason why I think it's inevitable that we're going to move to a much more book publishing, manga publishing model is because, it's the way that our old model of comic sales was. It would be like if you went into a bookstore and you say, oh yeah, hey, I want to start reading Harry Potter. I want to get the first book. And they said, oh man, we're sold out of it. Yeah, maybe when a back issue of it comes in, I can get that for you. And you're like, well, I just want to start reading the story now. Now, the omnibus and all of that stuff has made headway there. But I can tell you this right now, with Comicsgate, because we're starting small, people do not want to miss these first issues. Because remember, we're an independent, small business here, guys. Shanth and Jetty Art is a small business. I'm not talking about Comicsgate. When all of us are doing our own projects, we're a small indie business. And every time we do a print of this, it has to be funded. And you guys are going to get the first issue at the best price. And then when in the future, people are going to have to wait for a second printing of this thing if they want to see it, if they want to fund it. And it might be, put in with a second issue. It all depends on how this thing goes and how it's received. And that's the thing that I love about it. Eric Grant says, I live on a relatively small island. I think we have about 2 comic stores in the entire state. There you go. Wow, that's feels like, I live in a small Rhode Island, and it's kind of like that. I miss it, says Courtney. It's Courtney. Yeah, I know what you mean. I always get anxious when I go to my comic shops now because 90% of the time I'm walking out with nothing and I just feel guilty. I know that feeling. What's worse is when I go to a huge comic book shop and I walk out with nothing. Like I'm looking, I say, oh, I'll look for this. I look for a reason to buy stuff, and it's painful, man. Eric Grant, Hale, always great to see you, man. See, look at this. Gotta love Comics Game, man. Yeah, it is. It's tough, man. It's really tough because I want to see comic book shops thrive. I want to see comic shops do well. And it's bittersweet to go into a shop and not pick something up because, you just don't see anything that you like. You don't see anything that you're into. And for me, that's everything. That's everything. Last time I bought comics was from a secondhand bookstore. There you go. James Hayes says things were getting a lot more tense at the shops as they were going out of business. Overall, the political propaganda writing, I wish when being a geek made you a part of the crew automatically. I miss. Yes. Guys, the funniest lie that's been perpetuated over the last couple of years, and it is a grotesque and almost laughable lie, is that I wanted to be in with the nerds, but they wouldn't accept me. I'm like, what planet were you living on? Then I know you didn't want to be with the nerds. You were probably one of those people who wouldn't talk to us, because we were always accepting of people, because beggars can't be choosers, kids. And as you guys know, when we were interested in comics and we were interested in doing this stuff, it's not like, we were like, oh, don't sit at our table. We were a hodgepodge of people who were passionate about all of these crazy things, whether it was D&D, video games, whatever it was. We would take anybody who was interested in anything and we'd learn about the stuff they were into. So yeah, that's what it was. Politics is where art goes to die. As Michael French said of Retro Blasting, one of my favorite YouTubers, hail Michael French, wherever you are, my brother. He said something that was great. He goes, the object of what they're doing in entertainment is imagination. And he said, I have often found that when politics enters a creative conversation, imagination has left the room, because politics is the opposite of imagination. Think about that for a second. I mean, I thought that was incredibly profound when he said that, because it is. It's the opposite of imagination. It's the opposite of being inspired. It's just not what that's about. And so when people bring that up, it's depressing. And I really do think that it has to do with that people without an imagination, people who can't dream, really cannot stand the dreams of other people. They just can't. It's it's like when everybody knows this, but when you've got friends in your life who are miserable, well, let's just say people in your life and keep it open, who are miserable and can't stand to see other people happy, or, can't ever be happy for another, same thing, can't be happy for another person. They suck the air out of the room. And that's exactly what happened in all of our hobbies. You know what I'm saying? Truth. Yeah, absolutely. Politics in entertainment brings equity, which brings creative decay. Yeah, I would say, how do I put this? Whatever field of endeavor you like, there is going to be a star in it. Do you understand? There's going to be a star in it. Here's the deal. God, I sounded like Robert Downey Jr. there. All right, dude, here's the deal. Hey, what's up, Snuggie Jr.? Great to see you, my brother. How are you doing? Great to see you, man. And yes, thank you, Courtney. It is so true. This is the thing about it, right? Is that there are stars. There are stars in indie comics. There are stars on YouTube who have, 100,000 or 200,000 people watching them at any given point. And one of the things I often think about is when I see somebody succeeding, period, in any field of endeavor, there is something I can learn from, or there is something there. But my responsibility, always my responsibility, is to make videos, make content, and be here for you guys. Because at the end of the day, you never know who you're going to reach. You never know what person who's been needing to hear this message. I remember when a lot of the YouTubers I follow weren't so big, but it didn't matter to me. They would be talking about these big YouTubers that they were watching and all this other stuff. And I was like, I don't know, man. I just like your channel. I just like what you're doing here. And they were my entryway. Now, I might have gotten to some of those other YouTubers, and sometimes I wouldn't have. But there is an individual connection that can happen that is really great. And so you won't know if you don't stream and put yourself out there. You have to, and you have to put some effort into it, man. It's the same thing with comics, guys. What if somebody who's, guys, it's the craziest thing in the world. What if there's somebody out there who is made nervous by painting, just finds the practice of painting nerve-wracking, and they see me paint enough and they think, maybe I should try that. It looks fun. And they start painting as a result of that. How great is that? That was one of my favorite things about being a teacher. It really was. And again, for the millionth time, the reason why I could not continue teaching in what education has become is because when you've got a group of people who resent other people's success, it's hardest on the people who are not very good, funny enough, when they have a big breakthrough, because people don't want them to have a breakthrough. And that's twisted. They have to say, well, your work is racist or patriarchal, whatever it is. It doesn't even matter who they are. It's like, don't be that way, man. So let's see what we got here. Yeah, politics and entertainment brings equity, which brings creative decay. Yes, so true. Looking great, Sean. Thank you, Snuggie Jr. It's mind control and censorship through political correctness, and it's self-censorship. Yes, it's that old Cain and Abel thing. You ain't kidding. Hey, Snuggie Jr., everybody's saying hello, hello. I view comics like how music scenes used to be pre-internet. Once everyone wants a piece of it, it's over in terms of mainstream. Yes, absolutely right. Yeah, love seeing people succeed. Me too. I absolutely love seeing people succeed. That's what you need when you're a teacher, and I think it's I think it was there, and that's what first attracted me to teaching, and it's what always attracted me to art, is sharing something beautiful, man, and being excited about the way I look at it is I'm serving my artwork. It really does feel that way. And that, I have to get up and work my tail off in order to make good stuff, to make stuff that inspires people. And so it's my job to do this. And I have to make sure it gets supported. I have to make sure it gets eyeballs on it, all of that great stuff. But that's what motivates me, And so seeing the artwork succeed and seeing myself succeed as a result is great. Bronze Age, I was saying the same thing, comparing comic book stores to record stores. Yep, look at this. You guys are putting it together. American Comics Company, in my opinion, part of the long psychological training for people to lock themselves in their houses, of which happened. Yeah, exactly. Well, here's the funny thing, right? One of my favorite series, great to see Eric Grant saying hello to Snuggie Jr., one of my favorite television series, and one I would highly recommend you guys check out. I would highly recommend you guys check it out if you have not seen it yet this Halloween. It just depends on what kind of scares you're into, what kind of scares you can handle. Because it goes some heavy places. Is a show called The Haunting of Hill House. And here's the thing about that show that I thought was profound. The main core theme of the show is the playing upon a parent's fear of their child going out into the world, which is a very basic fear that a lot of parents have. I'm sure I've had my share of it. But that fear and how it can lead you to want to lock your kids away and prevent them from going out. And the upshot of that is nothing bad is going to happen to them. The downshot of that is nothing good is going to happen to them. And so I think we got into this place where we've gotten people to realize that the great tragedy of your life is never getting out and trying anything. Failure or illness or any of these things, God forbid, that can happen to a person. And that we hope people recover from too. You have to have some sense of, to the best of your, don't take crazy ass risks if you're not ready for potential consequences, but you have to have a little bit of faith in evolution and your ability to be able to survive. And that's the thing that's tough, because if you never try anything, and I think it was J.K. Rowling who said that at the Harvard commencement speech she gave, then you may not think you may think you've avoided failure, but you've failed by default. And I think that that's one of the things that is going to, or that you don't want to be haunted by. It is far better for you to, again, this is such an old quote, but it's true. It is far better for you to regret something you have done than to regret something you haven't done. Don't let that be something that you take with you. Just do not, Hello there, Snuggie Jr. And it's Courtney says, I was a teacher. That was my career. We spoke about this in the chat, yes, before. I always said you would make the best teacher, and the fact that you were a teacher, I know you. Yes, there you go. Absolutely. Hi, all. Sorry, I'm listening, but not all in chat, going back and forth. Understood. It's Courtney. Understood. Hail Snuggie Jr. I had a friend recommending The Haunting of Hill House to me a while ago. I'll have to check it out. Guys, it is a movie about the pain and the tragedy of life, and the fact that there's also great beauty and power in it. And it's a story of, I would say it's a story of redemption, but it's a story of the value of looking into the human condition and coming out the other side. It tells you that there is positivity, there is reconciliation, and there is redemption and spiritual healing for every experience a person can go through. And that's what people need to remember. And that's what people need to see when they're thinking about their lives. Politics is just the DMV version of living. And it is just a lot of forms. It's a lot of bullshit. It's a lot of territorial pissing and all that stuff. And it's a part of life, and it's not something people should go, oh, it needs to not be here. But it needs to have its place, and it shouldn't come with you on vacation, is the best way I could put it, ever. It shouldn't be living rent-free in your head. James Hayes, I'm still impressed by Sean's ability to take colors I would never have thought to blend and create the images he does. Yeah, it's the courage of not knowing any better, James Hayes, but I thank you, my friend. I really do appreciate that. Snuggie Jr. saying hello to everybody. Teflon Ron, hail shop, hail chat. Everybody's streaming tonight. I'm streaming, stream hopping tonight. Well, my friend, stream hop. There's so many beautiful people out there. Go in and I say enjoy it all. Enjoy it all. It is a rich buffet of people out there. And there are some buffets you don't want to eat at because the food is crap and it makes you sick. But that's why it's great. You can go to another buffet and get what you need. And that is what free market is about. And that is what, all of this stuff we're doing is about. So never forget that, guys. I want you guys to find the streams that you're excited about. I want you guys to enjoy this stream, and I want you to enjoy every stream that you see, because there's too many options in this world to go with things that don't inspire you. So don't do it. Just avoid that if you can. It's not worth it. And so, that's a big part of what I do. And that's a big part of how I think about these things. Because I actually think that I think I mentioned this to John Malin, or we were both talking about it, but we have a similar, I think we have a similar view on the temporal nature of life, and that life is too long to keep moving in the wrong direction and knowing it's the wrong direction. And it's too short to not commit to a direction and try it out. And really commit to it and try it out, and find out if there was something there, if you think there's something there. And I think that that's what everybody is in this continual, that's what everybody is looking to find out. I saw a news article about a person I do not know. So that's pretty much all news articles. And you guys might know this person, but it was some family brand thing or whatever that was in the, in my YouTube content creators lives. And a guy, was one of the guys was being kicked off the show because this was this wholesome show. And it was revealed that, he had cheated on his wife. I mean, this is like a practically Beauty and the Beast, tale as old as time kind of situation. And he was talking about it, and, or they were talking about it. And I saw this tweet from him, and he goes, yes, this happened. And he described why he did it as, in this way I've heard too many people describe this type of thing. He said, I just lost focus. And I thought, lost focus? I was like, how focused do you have to be to do something that you claim to love, man? Like how, yeah, politics is the DMV of living. It absolutely is. This is a new old page. We'll split the difference. But I remember thinking to myself about this, and I said, no, you did not conduct yourself to this person, and I don't know their story. But if you go to admit fault with something that serious to somebody that you've made a personal commitment to, and you've presented yourself as a certain thing, you didn't just lose focus. You showed something about your character. That's what happened. You showed something about your character. And to put it in such cold, abstract terms hits people wrong for a reason. It makes people sit back and go, what? Like, what does that even mean? It's such a, if you really mean that it was wrong, you should say, I betrayed your trust. I betrayed this person's trust. I blah, 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 blah. But I thought that I dropped the ball or I lost focus was insane to me. So when are you starting one of those last 9 pages? Oh, I've already started those last 9 pages. Oh, Teflon Ron. Well, actually, this is one of those last 9 pages. So it's complicated, but yes, never you worry. What's up, Sumo Thori? Great to see you, my friend. But it's like, this is the crazy thing, right? One of the beautiful things about life, and this may seem contradictory to what I was just saying, and tough things about life is failure. That was that quote from Yellowstone that I love. It's just, one of the characters says in life, you're either winning or learning. Like in life, you want to either be winning or learning. And what I think is the great sadness to me when I hear a quote like that from somebody is they haven't learned anything because they don't understand the gravity of anything. They don't understand the gravity of what they're doing. And that's a rough thing, man. It's like you've been robbed of life because it's like a simulation to you, and it just shows a lack of empathy for other people. And I'm not the empathy police. I don't care how people want to live their lives. Guys, live your lives however the hell you want to. You know what I mean? I am not ever again do I want to be in a situation where anybody thinks I'm responsible, which you always avoid trying to do, but it's natural when you're a teacher. I don't ever want to be in a situation where people think I'm trying to tell them or I know how to make someone live their life. I can give solid advice, but if a person's attitude isn't I can take it or leave it, then we got a problem. If they think it's the absolute truth, then they don't need to be hearing advice. They need to get some experience. But that's the thing that kind of gets me about it, which is when you send out samples on the stream on John's show, I showed a rejection letter from Mike Carlin, a DC Comics editor. It had 1 page of my work. He had written all over it and the rejection letter from it. And he was saying to me, this is, what's the word I'm looking for? He was saying to me, this work isn't good enough, period, full stop. And I could go, oh, you didn't like my work. It wasn't great. What, blah, blah, blah. But what I had to do was swallow my pride and say, the job is to get him to like it. If it doesn't work, that's it. Got to hit that's the truth right there. If you ask a girl out, you say, hey, would you like to go on a date with me? And she's like, no, I don't find you attractive. That's the truth. Just deal with it. E. Smith is saying, this is an astounding stream, rock solid stream of consciousness, commentary, and gorgeous art. Thank you so much. Go forth and conquer, and Godspeed, my friend. Godspeed to you, my friend. I appreciate that, E. Smith. Much love. Let's see here. I'm still waiting for you to have Rini on this channel, and you guys can share art school horror stories. If I have Rini on this channel, and if I don't know, I think Rini's probably is, maybe I don't know where Rini is. She might be on Ethan's show. I saw her on a stream the other night, and I was gonna say, hey, but oh yeah, we were on a stream last night. What am I saying? Comicsgate time. It's like everything is nuts, man. And Eric Grant says, hello there, E. Smith. Yeah, we were on a stream together last night, and I think we were on a stream together the day before that, but you'd have to ask Rini. But yeah, I don't know if we'd talk art school horror stories, to be honest, because I am, after 18 years, but I know what you mean. I would just love to talk art. That's really what it comes down to. I would love to talk art because it's a fun thing to do. I love color theory. It's so funny. John Malin and I were talking about, our take on certain kinds of artwork and different things. And John had a different opinion of mine on a piece of art. Oh no, heaven forbid, what'll we do? Right. And thank God it's, thank God people have a right to their opinion, here. And they should in general. And I was interested to hear his take on things because I'm interested in getting to learn about other people who aren't me. And if I'm like, I'm not interested in this person, then I don't have to be around them. But in John's case, I'm fascinated by his work and his work ethic and the approach he takes to things. And I admire his courage and the way that he goes about things. And I like to hear thoughts of his. That's it. It's that simple. It's unfortunately in CG, no one's living in and out of each other's pockets to that degree to where it's like, oh my Lord, where it's tedious. That's what makes it fun. But yes, indeed, everybody's saying hello. Good. Let me see if I've got everything sorted. But when I'm painting things like this, like there's not a lot of people. I was on a stream with Anna, oil painting, or I was doing acrylics and she was painting in oils. And I thought to myself, like, how nice is this to sit on a stream with somebody who is working in traditional painted media and just kind of hang out, talk shop. I'm still to me it's still tough to talk to someone while they're painting, because I'm always while people don't worry as much about distracting me, I'm always worried about distracting somebody else by playing 20 questions when they paint, because I know that people have told me from the chat, I've gathered from you guys and from my friends, that not everybody can do that apparently. So it is one of those things I realize sometimes I'm like, do I know if this person is being distracted by me right now when I talk? Because, I've had people on my stream and had them, talk, and I'm like, all right, cool. Let's have a conversation. But I know some people, it's just like, no, I can't do that. Can't walk and chew gum in that way. And so, yeah, but I had a blast, man. I just like, seeing, younger artists who are embracing the traditions and the cultural sort of heritage of the Western Enlightenment and the Western art history, like oil painting or things like that, is always exciting to me, because I do care about this stuff a lot. I wouldn't have taught it for as long as I did if I didn't really believe in the importance of the passing down of tradition. You know what I mean? That's the fun stuff. That's the stuff that makes life worth living, And I am very, very grateful. Very, very grateful that I get to be around so many talented and skilled artists. I just saw a new cover, which I backed, for Aaron Lopresti's Wraith of God. If anybody has not seen that book or backed it yet, hail Aaron. I also saw a new video of him where he was unboxing a Frankenberry cereal figure that I know I got him to want to buy. Hail Aaron, wherever you are, man. But it's a blast, man. I love that stuff, And so, but Aaron has a new Simon Bisley cover that's just this great, meaty painting, of a Nosferatu, and I just backed that cover. And his character Wraith of God, and I was like, yeah, this is what I'm into. This is my jam. Love that stuff. I know Phil Diaz is also a major Simon Bisley fan, so I know he was excited when he saw it too. So yeah, big fans of that stuff. But I tell you what, it is October, it is Halloween, it is the time of monsters. I mean, this is my time, man. I love it. And I'm painting a book about monsters. And I remember little secret too. I launched this book on October 15th. So about a year ago, I launched this book. And during that time, I have been learning how to promote and learning, painting my first fully painted comic. I've illustrated comics before. But learning how to be a broadcaster, learning how to promote, building this channel, it is so much work, and it's wonderful. I will never complain about work, ever, because I love work. I just do. It makes me happy. But this is the thing. I had no idea how this thing was going to go. None. And when I launched this book, the thing about it was I launched it in mid-October because, one, I love Halloween. October is my favorite month of the year for things, but also because I launched it around the time my kids were born, and it just sort of seemed like the right thing to do. You know what I mean? And it's a special thing because Comicsgate's important to me. It's important to my family, but my art is something that is very important to my family, and I thank God for that. And I'm glad that you guys are bringing my artwork and these characters and these things that I do, that you are backing it so that you can bring it into your homes when this thing is printed. I cannot tell you how inspiring that is to me. And it really hit me when we hit 30K the other night, because I did not know what I was stepping into when I took this leap of faith at all. And it was a major leap of faith. And there was no massive channel. There was a network, to be sure, of Comicsgate. Thank you, Ethan, John, and everybody who has built this over time, and the people who were the first to step into the fray. But I didn't know how this was going to go. And for any of you guys who've ever had a dream of something you've wanted to do, something you wanted to try, something that was on your bucket list, before I go, I want to try this particular thing. You know what I'm talking about. If you've had any experience, and as you know, the definition of experience is what you get when you didn't get what you were trying for. You approach these things with humility, and you approach these things without any sense that, oh, this is guaranteed, this is going to work out. And that we're at the point we're at now, that I've have the support that I have right now, let me just say. And that support is getting stronger and stronger almost every week, is something I never take for granted. And that I know when I sit down to paint, that it is absolutely worth your faith in this book, just like you guys and your support for Nosfero and Shanthan Jetty Art, for that matter, has been absolutely worth it for me. I mean, it really is inspiring. So thank you guys from the bottom of my heart and my family's heart for your support. Much appreciated. There we go. Getting this stuff inked right in there. There we go. Just putting in some stairs with a little bit of shading right there, so you can see where Nosfero is getting in there. Eric Grant, got to jump off now. Thanks for hanging out, guys. Bye. Absolutely. Take care, my friend. Eric Grant, have a great evening. Yeah, Aaron's on Gabe's channel right now. That's right. Yeah, they're doing the what's it called? Shoot. God, I know all the show names and I can't think of it. The Players Club. There it is. I got it. It took me a little bit. You know, the gears are turning slow. I'm still working on having Rini good. I got that one. Aaron's on Gabe's show. Yes. Yeah, I got to tell you guys. Yeah, I think that I think that Aaron is not only making great stories with Wraith of God, but I think he's also really, what's the word I'm looking for? He's making great campaigns with Wraith of God, if that makes sense. He's making these campaigns where he's bringing things like a Simon Bisley cover to the fold, a Dale Keown cover to the fold. And he's really passionate about art, and he's really passionate about things, not only his own artwork, but people who are masterful at their techniques too. And so you can see his taste in the way that he's setting up his perks, man. I mean, if you're going to make that kind of money on campaigns to where, you can afford to push things a little bit perk wise, in terms of like get artists and bucket list things off your bucket list, I think getting a Simon Bisley cover of your character has got to be on that list somewhere. I mean, that is just cool stuff to me. So hats off to Aaron and congratulations on that, man. I appreciate it. And I'm happy for you, man. Because I backed the book. I love it, man. And I cannot wait to see issue 2. It's going to be fun. I mean, that's the thing too about it, is that we're building these characters. I think the biggest obstacle that any Comicsgate creator is going to have, I think this is the obstacle that frankly anybody has in a bookstore, is not only getting people to back the books, but getting people to sit down with them and read them. And for me, the number one thing that always got me interested in reading a book was the artwork. And whenever I saw a painted cover in a comic shop, my assumption was always to assume that the inside of the book wasn't painted. It looked nothing like that. I was just like, oh, it's a painted cover on the inside. What's it going to be? And I'll never forget those times. I mean, that's what made, I think, Alex Ross's stuff such a shocker, right? I mean, Alex Ross, you would go and say, oh, wow, well, that's a pretty detailed cover, but I bet the inside doesn't look like that. And then you'd open the book and it was that. It was a continuation of it, man. And Mobius was that way. So many great artists. And that's what we're doing here. Coffee, it does the body good. And actually, I can't vouch for that, but we'll see. And so, I mean, if you're looking at art and you're thinking about, and I don't mean Art T-Bear, but hail Art T-Bear wherever you are. I don't want you to feel Art like I wasn't talking about you. If you look at art and, you're inspired by it, whatever that is, beauty is in the eye of the beholder. If it pulls you in, by God, chase it down. If you see artwork and something creative that inspires you, don't ever miss an opportunity to bring. I mean, if it's possible to bring it into your life, do it. I mean, I see all kinds of amazing collectibles or books. Like one of the most expensive books I think I've bought in a long time is that Todd McFarlane Artist Edition, and it really came down to, I can't not have this book. I mean, I've got to have this book. It's like a book I would have dreamed of having when I was a kid. If I could just, have a bunch of Todd McFarlane originals to just pour over the details and look at them at original size. So that's just got to happen. But I do think with Comicsgate books, because we're, not, some giant, let's see if I can, there we go. Because we're not some giant publisher, that's just, got, millions and millions of dollars, although jury's out on whether they actually have that kind of money these days. You got to jump on these things when they're out. But when you see something that's beautiful, like whether it's Kenneth Rocafort's Grokin or Aaron Lopresti's Wraith of God or any of these books that have been exciting. Hell, I got Jack the Ripper Vampire Hunter. Really enjoyed the visuals on that one. I can't wait to sit back and read it. But when you see these things, the Lucent, for heaven's sake, I've got all of the replicators. I can't wait to back Replicator 4. Battle Brick Road, the exact same thing. I've read Vaughn's, and I just got a hard copy of it. But I want to get, but that's going to come with my Terror in the Trenches, Von Klaus's Terror in the Trenches. There are so many great books out there that for us to be backing and for us to be checking out. And if you see something you love, guys, yeah, don't miss it, man. Do not miss it. Let's see what we got here. All right. Yeah, everybody's saying hello and take care. And 40K stretch goal. Holy cow. Yeah, I've got to chill on the stretch goals for a bit because I've already got I've got a lot. I've got a lot of stuff to do and to deliver for 30K. So I can't imagine what my next stretch goal would be, but we'll see. We'll see if there's another one because yeah, man. I mean, it's like if you people back Nosfero, they've got trading card, 2 trading cards, a bookmark, a print. I think there's an extra print in there right now. Eric Weathers lettering it. I mean, holy cow! This talk about plussing a project in terms of adding content to it. This project has grown by leaps and bounds, and the thing I'm most proud of is the quality is first rate on this artwork. It's the best stuff I've ever done. I know a lot of people in Comicsgate say that because it's true. Because for a lot of us, it is the best work we've ever done. When will we see another CG artist do your character for a card or something like that? Well, Dan Lawless did a painting of. Let me crack my back here. Oh, that was glorious. Dan Lawless did a Nosfero piece that I thought was dynamite. I loved that piece. And so, yeah, some people have done some Nosfero pieces, and my friend the Groomsman did one too. I love those pieces. But as far as trading cards go, that I don't know. I didn't plan. I didn't plan for any of this stuff. So here's a little secret about me and how my mind works. I approach things from a standpoint of having to do the whole thing myself. It's not the greatest way to approach things, but I always think, if everything else goes south, at least I know I can get it over the finish line. And so it never dawned on me. Remember, this is just not even a year ago yet. I'm about to have my 1-year Comicsgate book launch and my first real year being a Comicsgate creator anniversary is coming up on the 15th. But you got to understand, I didn't know if I was going to meet anybody. Can you imagine that? Heck yeah, but no trading card. Yeah, that's right. That's right. I know. Sorry, man. But think about it this way. I had no idea if I was going to meet people or I met Michael Bancroft before I launched my book. He was the only, person that I really had started to get to know. I'd been doing videos and stuff for Ethan, and who else did I kind of know? I think I knew Andy before I launched, maybe, because I think I helped him with getting his rig set up. But I was just doing freelance illustration work, working as a professor. No idea that I was going to meet people, and I'd be hanging out with a guy who lived on my block, Mr. Dan Lawless. When I was a kid growing up in Detroit, I had no idea that we were going to hang out on streams. I was going to meet somebody from Grosse Pointe Woods, Michigan, and who delivered newspapers to my house, for heaven's sake, when I was a kid. I mean, that's some crazy stuff. So it's all still kind of new. So yeah, that whole thing was not something I ever counted on. That stuff I thought about, well, maybe if this project goes well, maybe if it funds well or funds at all, those are things I could do for the next campaign. Because Lord knows, if I had thought such a thing was even remotely feasible, I'd have loved to have taken some of that work off my shoulders. But I was so, I've been so nervous about, that when I started this thing in terms of, is this going to do well? Hell, is it even going to fund? I mean, it's crazy stuff, man. Bretsky the Great, great to see you. Salute chat, salute artist extraordinaire Sean. Salute to you, Bretsky the Great. It's great to see you, my friend. I hope you are doing well. So, you just, you take your chances, and you to quote one of my heroes, you got to put your bits out there and see what happens. And I had no idea, that we were going to be in the place that we're in right now. I mean, look at this, guys. We have got a nearly completed, fully painted book. My wife was saying to me, and let me just zoom out so you guys can see this a little bit more. My wife said to me today, she said, hey, what are you doing writing wise? Have you started to map out the dialogue? And I was like, babe, I've got a whole document that I've got things I want characters to say, and things, and then all the scenes broke down, all that stuff. And that's all in addition to other stuff that we've got going on always. So Mighty Geek Studios is here. Hail, Mighty Geek Studios. Sean, you do know that you are now the Alex Ross of Comicsgate. Holy cow. Oh man, that would be great. That would be an honor. If I can, that's kind of the cool thing about it too, that I'm just getting started. We're going to just do some, oh geez, you guys, what are you guys doing to me? Bless you guys. Mighty Geek Studios, I second that. Thank you so much. I remember when we hit 20K, and look at you, 10K more now. So, okay, you guys have got me in a great mood. So I'm going to show something early. I'm going to spoil it, but not comic related. It's more channel related. So I'm having Andy Smith on Thursday, I think. And when I promote books, good evening, Julie Pascal. Great to see you. I hope you're doing well. I don't mind being the Bob Ross of CG. That'd be awesome. But I want to have something, I made a video for Eric Weathers called The Weathers Wave, and there's the Bancroft Bump, and I decided I need the Enjetti Jolt. That's what I kind of came up with because it just makes me laugh. And so this is the video I made for the Enjetti Jolt, so know that it can happen, guys. Here you go. Charge! There you go. Got some jumper cables hooked up with the logo, and we're having fun, guys. But yeah, man, I love the Bob Ross. Don't get me wrong. He's all about those happy little trees. He doesn't say the F word as much as I do. But who could really? Who could? It's an ongoing work in progress to get my to get me sorted out. But yeah, I love this stuff. The Shanth Shove. Yeah, I know. The Shanth Shove is pretty tough to sort out, but that's how it goes. Let me see here. Cheers, Julie Pascal. Yeah, absolutely, guys. Everybody's saying hello. Good evening to you guys. So, I mean, it's a fascinating thing, because what I would say to anybody is I thought long and hard about the whole Comicsgate thing because I was there. Not about being Comicsgate or even backing Comicsgate books. That was never a concern I had. But I thought about the risk that it was to my family's financial well-being. Because, you guys have to understand, and if you've been around here long enough, you understand this. There's some very sick people out there who will destroy your life if you get involved in something like this, and I was in an environment where I was fully aware that I had to make a clean break if I wanted to do this for a million other reasons, but that was one that was never an option for me because I knew that's what would happen. Yeah, Jonathan Jolty, that's right. And it's like, thank you, I appreciate it. It's all nerdy silliness. But I appreciate you guys. And that's a big thing to know. That's a big thing to know because I experienced that as a college professor. I saw some really crummy things go down and some very underhanded bullshit go down as a teacher. And I watched, I experienced one situation with a really appalling series of personnel decisions, let's say. And when I pointed these out to people, like, friends of mine, like I didn't go, "Oh, excuse me, I'm pointing this out at a meeting." When I talked to people about it, everybody was like, "Yeah, that's terrible," and then went about looking the other way, as people do. And you start to realize after a while that, that's a pretty soul-crushing thing. And I knew without a doubt that that if I put myself in this environment, and I said, this is what I'm about, that these people were going to put me in a situation where, they would want to, because they get off on this kind of thing, that they were going to want to make an example out of me. And I'm too freaking old and disinterested in that shit to want to be made an example of. Oh my gosh, Teflon Ron. Here's for another Enjetti Jolt. You shall have another Enjetti Jolt, my friend. This one's for you. I'm going to give you both of these things. Charge! And I think you've also, of course, earned this one. Charge! Hail and thank you. Yeah, absolutely. Thank you, Teflon Ron. Yes, and I will tell you, man, it's one of those things where I'm going to have to hook some jumper cables up to me. But it's one of those things to where you just go, I am not going to, guys, let me tell you this, and this is in all sincerity. Here's some unsolicited advice for you. Don't ever put yourself in a position ever, anywhere, where you are, I don't want to say where you're compromising your, beliefs or opinions, not stuff like that. But don't ever put yourself in a situation where you are trying to seek the approval of people who despise what you love and despise the things you're passionate about. And in particular, despise you for being a member of any group. And there's one thing I would say in particular to young men out there in particular. Do not put yourself in an environment where they tell you that you are repeatedly, that you have something to apologize for being a guy. Do not put yourself in an environment where people make you feel like you have something to apologize because you are straight. I would love to say that this is what I'm saying right now is political, but it's not. It's ideological. I'm seeing people go through this all the time. Here's another one. Don't ever put yourself in a situation where the more accurate your work is and the more skilled you become, the more they're going to attack what you do for not being original. Do not put yourself in that situation. I wanted to get better at painting, and at some point during my, miseducation, I was, basically made to feel like when I did something representational, it was, oh my gosh, I wasn't really feeling it. I wasn't really experiencing anything. Just watch Art School Confidential if you're confused with what I mean. And I'll never forget this. I would work all night on my assignments and then have an art teacher ignore them, and I knew they were good and accurate because that's what they do. They try to break down skilled people at art school. It kind of sucks. And I've student after student example of people trying to do that kind of shit. And finally, as a joke, as a twisted joke, I did an assignment in 2 hours the night before. Just didn't even bother, didn't try, and just did something that I thought I could say, oh, this is witty. And I got this really long critique. It was the best in the class. And I showed all my friends who worked all night on their projects like I used to. I go, you see, it's a game. It's an absolute game to these people. Look at what I can do now. And think about this. in what kind of environment and in what kind of place do you have artists who are good at teaching these kinds of skills, and you have people who know what they're doing, and they are not somebody that institutions value? It's not. This isn't the world's smallest violin playing My Heart Bleeds. It is a sign of the kind of degeneration of the culture, of what's great. When I look back at Walt Disney, all of these amazing artists that are out there, creators who are out there, and I look at the stuff we used to do, when I look at Osamu Tezuka and manga, when I look at Mobius, when I look at J.C. Leyendecker, Norman Rockwell, N.C. Wyeth, Frank Frazetta, all of these great artists, and then I look at the stuff we're doing today, forgive me, I am not impressed. I'm just not very impressed. My goal is to try to live up to, at least attempt to live up to, those standards that have been set by previous generations. And I'm sorry to say, there's a lot of people who would do well, who are educators and have, master's degrees, who would do well to appreciate and understand that these artists are not there for them to critique and demean, because these artists are their betters. And that's a tough, they can't process that the people that they look down their noses at, Norman Rockwell or Walt Disney, have done more for the collective imagination and have done more for society than they will ever do in their lives. And when you see truly solid artists, truly confident artists, and you hear Ethan talk about his reverence for Brian Bolland, you hear John Malin talk about his reverence for Travis Charest and artists like that. When you see people who've got that sensibility and got that drive and that passion, that is the thing that makes, that's the thing that shows their passion for it. And so I always knew when I was teaching that my goal was to point to those visionary artists, to point to those inspiring artists, and say to my students, look at this. These people are great. This is what we as human beings are capable of. If we really push ourselves, we can make stuff that is, and this is a big thing. Here's a little secret about art and creativity for anybody interested. You can survive and live off of artwork if you get to the level of competency. It doesn't mean you're going to have a high-selling comic book. It doesn't mean that you're going to be working for Hollywood, but you can make a living off of your art if you have a highly competent, actually not to say highly, a solid, competent level of skill. The trick is, and the reason why people think you can't make a living as an artist, is because we don't teach people the skills enough that they need. If you teach people skill, and I had 18 years of teaching people skill, I know for a fact it's possible. Now, what you can't do is you can't teach somebody to give a shit, and you can't teach them to put the work in. That's for sure. And I never stopped putting the work in, ever. I haven't taken a day, I haven't taken a day away from thinking about how to improve my stuff in my entire time as an artist. Gottblade says, this is a rerun of Moral Supremacy. I remember as a kid being handed disapproval from people who don't even know you. Yes, exactly. It is. Yeah. Well, it's a great feeling, isn't it? It's a great feeling for them, to see somebody who is more skilled in a particular field than them. But here's the funny thing. Some of the coolest people I've ever met have been people that you meet who aren't artists and see your work and go, holy cow, I love that. That's great. I mean, I'm a big boxing fan and I can't box, but it doesn't keep me up at night. Like, why am I not, a title holder? I don't go to my entertainment for my work. Do you guys know what I mean? When I go to a movie, I don't want to see people parroting thoroughly unoriginal and self-obsessed political sermons. I just don't want to see it. Gosh, guys, I'm going to say some things that are a little bit out there right now. So you're going to have to bear with me. All right. Brace yourselves. It's coming. Good. We only got 8 people watching right now. So it's just the 8 of us. Hopefully we keep that number there. People are going to hear the stuff. I was so excited to see the Star Wars prequels. In fact, the groomsman was with me when I saw the first episode 1 for probably like the second or third time, maybe. I don't know. And let me tell you something. on a purely enjoying a new Star Wars movie, a new vision from George Lucas, I had a blast with that movie. And I did not see it as, oh, this is the original trilogy, this is whatever. I saw it as a chance to take a look, get a glimpse into George Lucas's imagination. And I had a great time with it. I never thought about his politics. I never thought about what other things, he might have been, saying or having going on, because he was committed to that mythology. And that's what I went to go see those movies for imagination. And to see, and frankly, it was a similar thing when so many people my generation saw the return of Luke Skywalker and their reactions with The Mandalorian and all of that kind of stuff. That is not easy work to do, and it was great. And to see what I remember, just being so completely aware of what people were trying to force feed me when I was watching the sequel trilogy. And I thought to myself, all those people who thought this stuff was hard, was easy. I'm sorry. Oh, all I got to do is make a Star Wars movie. It's a piece of cake. You saw what the end result of that was. I see fans who step up to make fan stuff, and it's great, but man, is it hard. This is a rerun of Most Rising. Yes, good. Just making sure I got that chat. But I think about that sometimes because I had a good time with those movies. I don't actually watch, come to think of it, I don't really watch a lot of Star Wars now because I'm so disconnected from it. In a lot of ways, I guess I'm like a lot of people my generation. But I do have and not because I'm one of those Star Wars purists or anything like that. I like any, of the George Lucas Star Wars I can get. But I do have a completely despecialized edition of Star Wars, the original Star Wars film, just called Star Wars in the opening crawl. And I love watching it because it takes me back to that time. But I will tell you, I was enjoying Star Wars on some level up until it was sold. And again, a little bit with The Mandalorian, stuff like that. And to have those little glimpses of fantasy really made me understand like how much I've been missing it. Hell, I had an emotional reaction to the E.T. commercial where E.T. and Elliot are reunited, for God's sake. And it was just such a beautiful and nostalgia in the beautiful way, not member berries, but nostalgia. I loved it. Shanth, you nut, was over in Gabe's stream. I guess I'm the Players Club radio. Is that right? You were? Oh, hey, good to see you, John. Yeah, man, you got a stream, and any one of those cats is welcome in here, by the way. The Players Club's always welcome in here. Hello, all. Hey, John, what's up? Hello again, everyone. Look at this. Everybody's saying hello. But I will tell you guys, it's because the things that inspire us are big. Now, I understand Harry Potter. My kids, like Harry Potter and all that stuff. I even illustrated some Harry Potter trading cards. It was one of my first jobs out of college. And so, yeah, I did some, I didn't even know, it hadn't even become, it was starting to become a big, thing, but it had not by any stretch been a movie yet and achieved all of that craziness. That was still yet to come, but I did some stuff on it. And the one thing I'll say about it is that when you see people who step into that world, when they go to the Universal theme parks and everything like that, you really realize the power of those stories and how that affected people. And that they'll last, that they'll keep going for a while. And that's what that stuff is. Fantasy can be life-saving for people, and I don't mean life avoiding fantasy. I mean fantasy that says, get out there and do it. You can make it happen. And that's a big thing. Let me see here. Here's that Johnny. There you go. That's right. Groomsman is there. And yeah, Sumo Thori saying hello. Julie's saying hello. Everybody's saying hello. And so going back to comics, I remember there are certain comics I remember waiting for the release of. I remember buying Kingdom Come as single issues as it came out and not knowing where the story was going to go. And that was cool. And funny enough, even though I like Alex Ross's work, I'm not personally a major Alex Ross fan in terms of, when I say that, let me be clear. I love that stuff. So when I say I'm not a fan, I mean, like, I'm not like one of those, I'm not going to buy the Alex Ross Fantastic Four. I will, I'll check out the images of it and everything like that. But he was the artist who made me realize that, hey, you can paint comics and really paint comics. because I'd seen John J. Muth and those guys, but Alex Ross really was true to the comic book muse. And he painted the definitive versions of a lot of those characters. So hats off to him. Great stuff. But I was much more of a Frazetta, Mobius, and Richard Corbin fan. I like the kind of quirkier stuff. But that's why I started painting, was seeing Alex Ross's stuff in college got me thinking about trying to paint, because people were so disinterested in pen and ink superhero stuff at my college that you know, it's like what can I do to it still didn't work, but what can I do for them to take this stuff seriously and be into comics? It was never going to happen, kids. Spoiler alert. You know, that was the case. So you got to make the comics yourself. That's why Comicsgate exists. You know, that's why we're here. Move that real quick and get the stairs in frame. There we go. Let's see here. Sean's waiting for comics and then clutching them like Nosfero characters clutching the sacred text. Yeah, he's going up those stairs. He's got a book to trade, supposedly for the life of a lady he's just met and has started to realize is going to be very important in his life. There's a scene in one of those 9 pages that I cannot wait to illustrate, where Greylock talks to him about that. Greylock is our werewolf character, and he basically is like, "Hey man, let's you know, that's not the dialogue. Don't panic." But he's like, "Listen, fool." No, he goes, "Hey man, we got to talk about this stuff. You know, we got to talk about this girl. We got to talk about there's more to life than just fighting evil. I've always said that the one of the big themes in Nosfero, and a big theme in my life that's important to me, is that there's more to life than just being against evil. There's more to life than just being against the wrong things. There's about actually living your life and being present." And hey man, let me hold $1. Yeah, that's right. God, you guys are killing me. Oh, jeez. You knew I wasn't going to last that long. But it's there's just more to it. You know, like there's more to just saying I'm against this, and I don't mean it in the way that we think of today. I mean, like rejection and like going out there and asking somebody out, trying for a job, and someone teaching you how to experience life. That's a big thing. You know, when you've got older people who are around you, and you don't see a lot of this these days, and they're giving you things like they have experience with rejection. They have experience with trying things and having them not work out. And they say to you things that, yes, it sucks, but yes, it's also just a part of life. And yes, it hurts, but you can also survive it. And yes, it's scary to try new things, but if you don't try new things, you're always going to get what you've always gotten. And those are the really important life lessons. I'll tell you what, guys, I know how to fucking paint. Every now and again, I look at something I do and I go, yeah, there you go. I don't know if anybody else, like, it's hard to describe the things that make me think that, but that was one of them. But it's one of those things where, you know, you have, if you don't have those people, you know, whether they're, you know, older men, older women, or whatever it is, you know, talking to you going like, hey, you know, like it sucks. You know, it sucks that you're, you know, you got rejected from Marvel or DC. Oh, hey, it sucks that you didn't get a good grade, or you didn't make that team, or, you know, you didn't achieve as much as you really thought you would. But you know what? That's a part of it. All of us go through that. And you know what? Keep trying, and it might never happen for you, but if it's important to you, it's worth keeping trying it. Hey, what's up? No. It's good to see you. About to have a 2-month-old. Oh my gosh. It's been a little crazy on the homestead, but making life work. Absolutely. How are you doing? I'm doing great. I'm glad to hear it. Congratulations on that, man. Man, Gabe giving a smacking to Mark, then EVS letting him emulate himself. Emulate himself. Yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah, that guy, what the fuck did he do now? George Lucas's Star Wars are the only worthy to bear the Star Wars name, in my opinion. Yeah, now he agrees with that. They took that interview down where he was with his wife, Melody Hobson, visiting his school, and it was like, it's ridiculous. You know, it's like, it's not even, he gave them, this is what Star Wars is. They threw it out and they said, we're going to make this, and it's just not Star Wars. and you can always see, because he's very telling, is that, and I'm not saying, like, I can't speak for this, but I remember the director of Rogue One saying that, he goes, after the screening of Rogue One, George Lucas told me something that is just for me, and I'm going to keep it close to my heart for the rest of my life. And I go, yeah, I bet she told you this is the only Star Wars film I've seen that actually feels like Star Wars to him, And I think that, and I mean, regardless of what you think of that film, I'm sure that's what he said. And yeah, I mean, and he was on set of The Mandalorian because I think he realized, oh, these guys are actually interested in making Star Wars. It is what it is. And they were reverent of the dude because, he came up with it. It'd be like if you had Tolkien around and you were like, I don't want to ask him what the fuck does he know. It's dark, man. It's totally dark. Yeah, Mark went on a stream and what? Oh, okay, good. I read that for a second. I was like, what the hell? Mark Brooks does not sound like the brightest of people. Yeah, he's not. He actually took a shot at Eric July. I wonder how that worked out. That's like those kids who threw those bottles at a tiger in San Francisco Zoo, and it found out they learned it could jump out of that place. I think it learned it. James Lee's The Steins. Check it out. Yeah, guys, do not mess around with Big Jim. Don't pull on Superman's cape, and don't mess with Eric July. Everyone is following the advice of Joan Lee. We're all doing a book the way we want to do it. You're absolutely right. Hail to the late Stan Lee's wife and the late Stan Lee. God bless you. Absolutely, yeah. I mean, guys, just it has to be about attention. That's it. I never thought attention was that important to people. I truly, and let me be clear about this. Let me be clear. If I'm talking about people who nothing they do that doesn't receive attention is of any value to them. That is a very specific thing. Because, a healthy person does not feel the need to broadcast for the whole world to see, them reading, a book to their kids. You know what I mean? At night, or they don't need to do all that stuff for it to have value. It has value because of what it means to you, not because of what it means to everyone else. And when I see the lengths at which the unforced errors he's making to have people talk about him, it's clearly there's something wrong, man. There's clearly something wrong because it's not worth it. I mean, to me, yeah, I do not know what drives those people. I really don't know. It boggles the mind, man. It boggles the mind. Let's see here. Let's see here. Everyone here is following the advice of John Lee. Yes, absolutely. Hello, Mighty Geek Studios. Muck around and find out. Amen. That is exactly what happened. Mighty Geek Studios YouTube channel. There it is. No. It says he seems special, like legit high five. Yeah, I think that's possible. But you step back and ask your friend, is that dude normal? Yeah, I would say, here's something I would say. I've noticed that a lot of these people who have spent way too much time in non-long form, non-nuanced social media, which is to say living from tweet to tweet, so to speak, are really arrested development. Like they might have had some potential, but they have stunted themselves for that dopamine hit of attention. And they're counting how many eyeballs everyone else is getting. They're counting all these little things. And they're missing out on having other things that they do. And it's crazy. It's absolutely crazy. And it's sad. It's like it's not going anywhere good. It's just not. Rainy Draws, yes, check out Fiendish 2. Yep. I missed it, but EVS said Gabe really triggered him by calling him a third-rate tracer. I don't doubt that at all. Yeah, Gabe, don't mess with Gabe, man. Seriously. Gabe knows how to throw down. I've been trying to figure out that middle panel. I couldn't see the arched back, so it looked like a pregnant tummy. Yeah. Which was not at all what I thought was going on. Yes. There's other stuff at play there too, so you're not too far wrong. There's some sorcery afoot. When your god is something other than what it should be, being triggered at the slightest provocations is the normal. Yep, absolutely right. And I think that's there's the original stream on well-read comics, now unlisted. There you go. Yeah, man, it's I don't you guys, I mean, it's like we all talk about this stuff, but you don't see John Malin and a lot of these guys who are out there. They have different aspects to their life. They have the people they work with. They have even Cecil, obviously. He has his his life that is not for public consumption. It's just his. He gets to have it, and he loves to meet people and share with people and go places with people. But it's a crazy kind of maybe it's because a lot of people grew up thinking that the social mask that a lot of career influencers were putting out there, they didn't know it was a mask, and they didn't realize that that's not real, like that's not to be happy all the time and be afraid of ever saying anything negative, to do all of those kinds of things are things that people do to be liked, but they aren't things that people do to be happy, to not be depressed, because you're just chasing dopamine and acceptance all the time. And I think that that's one of the biggest things that we've sort of had become. It's one of the biggest things we've had take over, which is we've got this pathology that's run rampant of people seeing their value based on how much approval they get. And what's weird is, to somebody who is so desperate for attention, when they start to feel like they're losing attention, they're going to do something negative, because the thought of not having attention is so painful to them. Negative attention is better than no attention. And the second you see somebody who has that addiction to attention, to where they don't get enough attention that they think they deserve, they do something deliberately like nuts to get attention, that's when people who are healthy and balanced go, I'm out of here. I'm done. Not interested. Because they're so self-destructive and destructive to other people with what they do. Oh, I'm enjoying Mike Barron's books. Let me tell you, man, Mike Barron, I was reading his stuff as a teenager. I remember the Punisher issue. I think Wills did the cover on it, but Punisher running in perspective with all... What issue was that? Hang on a second here. You bringing up Mike Barron, Mighty Geek Studios, so I gotta know. I blame you, Mighty Geek Studios. With love, Mighty Geek Studios, with love. Let me see here. It was, and yeah, Wills did do the artwork on it, and he did the artwork on the cover of the Punisher Epic Collection. It says Mike Barron, I think it's Jim Salick, Mark Texiera, Portasio, Larson, and Reinhold. There you go, on the cover of the trade paperback. But it's the one with, I forget all the characters. I think it was Conchita, because I'll never forget how depressed I was when she goes to get milk from the fridge and is taken out. Sorry, spoiler alert, kids. But yeah, it was a Punisher. It was Frank Castle. What the hell issue was this? This is pissing me off. And Wills was drawing it, I think. Shiver me timbers. Where is it? I think it was Punisher 17. It was Punisher 17. Wow, got that right. And it was, the layouts were by Wills. Mike Barron wrote the script. Scott Williams did the finishes. Yeah, Tom DeFalco was on edits. And in the story, you had Micro, and you had who else? You have Kingpin, of course. And it was a absolutely, terrifying story. Frank Castle finds love again, or a relationship, and of course they have to take her out because it's the Punisher. And what are you going to do? And you've got Vernon, and you've got Micro, you've got all these great characters. So Punisher number 17 was one of my big favorite Mike Barron books. Loved it. Gabe sunned Mark big time in that stream from the chat section. Yeah, of course he did. Don't Fuck around and find out is definitely true. You can pop up EVS stream recapping this crazy. He is about to get to the good part in about 10. If John would stop talking about his wife. What? Hold on a second here. Wait a second. Here. What are you guys talking about? Hold on. Where the hell is it? Wait. Where is it? Hold on. You guys have got me wondering what the fuck is going on. John. There's a lot of Johns in this whole thing. Let's see here. Comic Artist Pro Secrets. Which John are we talking about? We've got Pete Callen. We've got Brian Christgau. We've got Shane Cat Pappy Davis. We've got Vonster. We've got Ethan. We've got Literature Devil. So you're talking about John Malin? Jon John? Was talking about his wife? What? I'm confused. Then there's Well Read. Holy cow, man. Dang. Yeah, I'm just seeing. I don't even want to know where this goes. It's painful. It's painful to watch. I'm just seeing that dude sitting there going, dude, you walked into the wrong effing room. I need attention from Sean. You do, Dan. You do need attention. You shall have it. I accept that responsibility. Bass Reeves, that's right, by the King. That's right. Dan Plagle's artwork. Malin, I make fun of him. Oh, and his name. Oh, gotcha. Well, then let's call him Jack Malin. John the Wolf Pappy. That's great. What do you call it? Hey, Dan Plagle, if you're chilling and you're at your desk, let me know and I'll send you the link, man. If you feel like popping in here. I haven't seen you in a while, man. Let me know. I don't have the heart to watch that stream. I mean, I just seeing it. I've got too many of the, and God bless you, Ethan. You're doing God's work, my friend. But oh man, it is painful to watch those guys self-destruct. And not even self-destruct, just it's like here's the thing about it. This is the thing about it. I lived in the world where those people are grown and made for so long. They are the administrators. They are the barely skilled is the best way I could put it. And for the love of God, they have the biggest egos you will ever see. They draw twigs, they draw stick figures, they trace things, and they cannot deal with any negativity. Yeah, John, you have a wife? Malin, I make fun of his name. Stein Malin, yes. Fake wife, it's terrible. Just being a tosspot, I can imagine. Yeah, absolutely. No, it's fine. You guys are funny. Bishmaid, yes. Thank you. That's what I'm looking for. That's what I'm looking for. Yeah, let me send Dan the link. If he feels like popping in here, he can. Because I'm really just chilling and painting today. Copy to clipboard. All right, let me see here. Where the hell is Twitter? I'm gonna send this over. God, painful, man. Painful. Yeah. Yeah, I promised myself I would do a art stream. I do have the link to go in there, but I can't. Like, I love it. I will watch it definitely on replay, but holy shit, watching these Looney Tunes implode is just like, why would you do it? Why would you do it? Why would you even want to mess with some of these people? I mean, you got to be a few French fries short of a Happy Meal at that point. Holy shiitake mushrooms. Oh, man, I just saw this. Dan, what the hell? I mean, I haven't seen this in ages. Oh, dude, that's beautiful. A Nosfero by him. Holy God, jeez. I forget so many things. I'm working too crazy right now. But yeah, I mean, I'm sure that it's a shit show. And in the most glorious way that we love, let me be clear. I feel the mid-level midwit, aka, yeah, absolutely right. Petty bureaucrats, man. They're petty bureaucrats. HR and communication majors started taking up space in the 80s. That you've got it. That's absolutely what it is. They are people with degrees in bureaucratic meddling is what they are. They don't bring anything to the table, and they know it, I think, is the worst part. They know it. That stream is definitely something to grab a beat to drink to while watching it. And I'm sure it's going to be hilarious. Timmy Mello, sorry, too much going on at once over here. That's right. Yeah, I'm sure it's going to be hilarious and painful. My God. Yeah, I mean, I'm trying to think of all of the people who have made attempts to I mean, to me, this is the guy? Is this the man who wrecked the buffet at the Herald Club this morning? To quote Axel Foley in Beverly Hills Cop. Is this the guy who said that Dale Keown's work was lacking in some way? Is this that asshat? Let me know. What the fuck is wrong with these people? All right, we're going to get through this. We're going to get through this, people. We will survive. What is wrong with these people? It's like, God almighty, do something with yourself. Do something. Just get out of your own head. My humanity feels sorry for them, yes, but it's funny while it happens, yeah. We call this the fall of Rome with the barbarians at the gates, but it's the fall of, the Byzantium with too many laws on laws buried in bureaucracy that led to the fall before the black powder took them. Yes, you're absolutely right. No, we are watching this, yeah. We are watching the collapse of this. Yeah, Brooks was the one who said CG artwork was unfocused. Yeah, exactly. Cut to his artwork, which is like, and again, guys, I don't know, man. I mean, Eric July tore him a new one beautifully on his stream. I would play Eric's stream, but it is private now. It's a members only sort of thing, and I don't want to play it because I am a member of his channel, but I don't have his permission. But he said, he made some crack about better to be a has-been than a never was and all this other shit. And it was true, man. It's just like when he was making fun of putting down artists that Eric was working with. Again, not a great move, not a great idea on the list of great ideas. It is not found. And he referred to him as a never was, and every single person who picks up a brush and picks up a pencil should have some effing humility. The question is, what have you done? I know what my level of success is in certain things. I've worked in concept art. I've worked as a faculty member of college, blah, blah, blah. But I do not sit around thinking, holy shit, it's like I'm, this particular great thing. I'm here to earn things and work. I don't have time to pick internet fights with people as a means of getting... See, again, get attention with your art. Do not, and I mean art T-Bear, but get attention with your art. Do not get attention with your tweets. It's not rocket science, man. And by the way, I really do believe it's because these people do not think they can get attention with their art. And yes, some people get attention with both. Great. That's a different skill set, but that is not what's going on here with him at all. He is not getting attention with both. And at the end of the day, people like Ethan and people like Dale left a legacy of comic book artwork that will stand the test of time. And who the hell are these people? Let's see here. EVS is streaming right now, but JDA will definitely recap this whole thing tomorrow. I don't doubt it. Let's see here. July exposed Brooks, and he's yet to recover. Agree 100%. JDA's dank recap is going to be a must-see YouTubing. Yeah, Brooks was the one who said CG artwork was unfocused. Cool. EVS streaming right now. He also was being a spat about the idea that Eric was lying about his book and being a grifter, and promoted the idea that, there was nowhere. Yes, that was, guys. Yeah. Again, if I can't even say it, guys. I can't even say it. Why the hell would you call a complete stranger who has given no evidence of being one a liar? What is wrong with these people? My God, they're a few French fries short of a Happy Meal. Let's see here. Yes, Mark Brooks does not work here. Yes. Timmy Mello, I see what you mean. You heard the man. Grab Art T-Bear by the ankle and wield him like a sword. Hail Art. Hail all of you magnificent bastards. Hail to you, Tank Fair. It's great to see you here, my friend. They said Michael Jordan could talk massive smack, but he could play basketball. Not quite the same for Brooks. You're absolutely right. It ain't bragging if you can back it up, and it ain't smack if you can, deliver. We talking about crazy internet drama, but damn, Shanth, watching you pop these lines is amazing. Thank you. No. I enjoy it. I mean, listen, if you wanted to hang out with people and talk who weren't artists, you had, when I was a kid coming up in Chattanooga, and everywhere I was, you had to paint while you talked about other stuff. And I love it, man. I love talking to people about the hilarity of it all. honestly, the Brooks versus EVS stream was a crap fest and not worth listening to. It's just anger and insults with no substance. There you go. James Hayes is like needing that Bob Ross, man. Needing that Bob Ross, that positivity. And that's what we do, man. We bring it all in CG, man. We bring it all. And that's the thing, guys. Who was saying this? Gosh, I was on a stream. Oh, Anna was saying this when we were on Malin's show. I forget which one it was. And he was saying, and Anna said, is Mike Bancroft always so professional and together? And it's like, yeah, that's his thing, man. He is. He's always, and he can be funny and he can do, all sorts of fun shit. But it's like Michael really is a great gateway for people who are interested in learning about, just the comic and publishing aspect of things. He gives you food for thought. And that is something that I think that he really brings to the table. And with my stuff, it's getting to spend time with someone who's painting a comic book as a fun sort of, reminder, because not everybody wants to do their stuff in front of an audience. And I certainly don't do everything I do in front of an audience, where people are reminded, oh yeah, these guys in Comicsgate, these guys and gals in Comicsgate can throw down. They can make great stuff. That's what this is actually about. It's not about tweets. It's about making stuff. That's what we do here. How much for painting classes? Not that I can afford it, but man, I can dream that a man can dream. Yeah. One day I will look into it. How long were you in Tennessee? I was in Tennessee from age 7 to 17. So, 7 to 17. So about 10 years. Let's see here. EVS came in like he came in like a wrecking ball and let his sunshine blow this dude up. Don't doubt it. He went frothing in the mouth because Uncle E was smiling. Yeah, that's how he gets people, man. Hail Tank Ferret Bancroft is a stand-up fellow. That's right, he is. Absolutely right. And you know what's kind of tragic, too, when you think about it? Bancroft is a stand-up fellow, and sadly, Camel Moon is a sit-down person. And we're going to keep raising money until I see that boy walk. I want you to know that. Hail Camel Moon. No. EVS with the bully, I would never want. Yeah, yeah, but you know what's so funny is I could be wrong. I've been listening to EVS for a number of years. I don't think he was a bully ever. I mean, I know you're not saying this, but I'm thinking he strikes me as, the dude who, well, we know this, and he would stand up for people in his household and in general. He's told some pretty impressive stories about that. And I think that he stands up for Comicsgate and he stands up for CG creators to the best of his ability, I think. And he, there's a bunch of guys in CG, and I try to do my part as well, who are trying to set the standard or not set the standard, but contribute to positively to what we do here in CG. And it doesn't mean policing people's speech. It doesn't mean, there's a code of conduct. None of that bullshit. We're a free group of people. And we all have our own businesses that we're responsible for. But I think that Ethan, I remember those streams where he said he was proud to be Comicsgate when people labeled him that. And that was a big deal, a really big deal. He took ownership of that and he grew it into something special, not with Late Night Comicsgate, but Comicsgate Presents and all of those shows that I've done a billion intros for. Fear, man. Even some of those anti-CG guys were even coming at a small fry like me, yes, for supporting Rippaverse, claiming it was a hoax. Well, those people are going to have stuffed crow 3 squares a day. Guys, I'm going to cover up my address here. This, actually, I can do it here. This is the hoax that is the Rippaverse right here. This is my copy of ISOM. I got cover A and colored by my brother, Gabe El Taib, who I think is on that stream right now. That felt good. I don't know if you guys heard that, but I think he's on that stream right now. And I cannot wait to read it, man, because I love independent comics. He's from Dallas, which means that if I become better friends and people, someone who, if any of you guys ever are in Mandy Summers' stream, do tell her this. I hope to become good enough friends with Mandy Summers or Eric July, because I know they're in regions where this is possible. Maybe some of you in the chat can help with this too. You're in regions where this is possible, where I can get my hands on some chicken fried steak. Because the last time I had chicken fried steak, guys, was in Dallas. And it was great. And that's where Eric July is. And that's where my mother-in-law used to live. And it's great stuff, guys. It's really great stuff. Hold on a second. Let me see if I can play this for you guys. I don't know if I have it in here. Hang on. don't know if this is going to work. Damn. Because I know people think sometimes, you talk about this stuff, but do you mean it? Because there's a lot of people out there who are full of shit. We know this. This is a reality of our world here. But I think, do I have this on my phone? Would be tragic if I didn't. Oh no, shit, no wonder. That's why it's not working. Hang on a second, kids. This will be worth the wait, or not. Let's see here. Not there. God, all of these funny videos I do for Ethan, they just crack me up, man. So much Comicsgate stuff. Here you go, guys. Here's a peek behind the reality that is me right here. This is something I filmed in Dallas. Here you go. I just wanted everybody in the chat to know that dreams do happen. I have obtained country fried steak and white gravy, and I am on my way to my first heart attack. All right, take care, everybody. See you soon. I did a filming my chicken fried steak. It was a good thing. Yeah, Comicsgate works. Do you? Amen. It's just the same $100 being passed around real fast in Comicsgate. Yeah, in their dreams, man. Right? EVS understood your boy Zach was doing something big, but EVS had two things that most don't. He had a visionary type. He is a visionary type and has a goal. Most important, he takes the lightning and thunder so everyone has cover. Amen to that. Yes, indeed. Yeah, not calling EVS a bully. Oh, no, I knew you weren't. Don't worry about that at all. Yeah, he's a true old school stand-up guy. I didn't even remotely think you were. Yes. I would make you chicken fried steak. That'll make your toes curl. I bet you would, Tank Ferret. And I love me some chicken fried steak. Let me tell you, there's two things. God, now my mouth is watering. I need some chicken fried steak. If there are two things I love to eat that are absolutely dreadful for me, but I don't give a damn because I love them too much, it's chicken fried steak and funnel cake. And thank God one of my kids makes great funnel cake, so that makes my life happy. I have to say the best chicken fried or country fried steak is out in west towards Texas, yeah, and those states where beef and cattle are raised. I did have some great chicken fried steak, believe it or not, way back when in the 80s in El Paso, where I had family. It was great. It was great. But there's, every now and again, you talk to people, who have Mexican heritage and have family members who know how to make tamales. And they'll tell you there's no such thing as a great restaurant to get tamales in. The best place to get tamales is at home and make them yourself. And those are people I really admire, like people who really know how to cook and throw down. I mean, if you know how to make tamales, then dang. And I'm not even big on tamales. My wife is more big on them. But, she grew up in Texas and we love, that. I grew up in Tennessee. She grew up in Texas, and Southern cooking and Western cooking and Tex-Mex are just staples there. Absolute staples. You just got to love them, man. Let me see here. Yeah, everybody's saying hello, hello, hello. Yes, indeed. It's good to see you guys. And yeah, make sure you hit the like. Make sure you're subscribed if you have not subscribed yet. And why wouldn't you be? We are painting as and ducking and covering as the bloodbath that is Mark Brooks's messing around with Big Jim, I guess we would call it, is going on. I mean, I don't understand it, guys. If I live 1,000 years, I'm not going to fucking understand it. It is, why do people do such a thing? Because there's got to be something. I go back to, I was talking about and showing some old videos of Ethan's not long ago. I go back to that stuff. Like, if you wake up, and I said this to somebody, if you wake up in the morning and you lie about somebody in order to destroy their career, like Ethan's, you're evil. There's something absolutely evil and demented about you. And I don't understand it. Like, it's so abhorrent to me to see that kind of stuff. I just don't get it. It's crazy. And but it's not like I've lived long enough of a life where I know it exists. But I just think over comics, is that really where we're at right now? Or is that really where these people are at over comics? What happened is I could just take it or leave it. Not like, oh, let me make that person homeless. I mean, listen, they're going to end up making themselves homeless by alienating any kind of real fan base. But there's a difference between that and trying to destroy merit. I don't understand. Yeah, what is he painting? Nosfero. Absolutely right, man. The Crypt Walker. There's the link. Thank you so much. with 30,000 kids, I better know how to cook or I'm dinner. That's right. That's right. They'll eat you alive. You speak to Shanth, chicken fried steak with white gravy and movie quotes. That's it. That's all you got to do. Yeah, I'm overstuffed on homemade shrimp fried. Shrimp fried rice. I'm hungry again. It hasn't even been an hour. Hey, listen, that's what we do here. We eat while while they sleep. We eat. That'll be our new catchphrase. Yeah. Oh my gosh, guys. Yeah. Thank you guys for chilling out and hanging here. I mean, we've got so many great Comicsgate streams and so many great Comicsgate shows going on. I couldn't be happier. I couldn't be happier with all the cool stuff we're doing. And all the great work that we're making. And this book is going to be beautiful. And I haven't even put half the details of what's going to be going on in here, because he's not just walking up a flight of stairs. There's going to be some people that got wrecked on those stairs. So he's taking out some vampires on his way up the stairs. And that's the thing. He is, Old Boy / Daredevil hallway scene inspired by Old Boy / The Raid, any sequence, working his way through some people to get to his gal and to get to his objective. And that's the thing that's so fun about it. When I look at the early sketches, which since there's 9 people in here, guys, let me share something with you. Let me share some stuff. We got a few people in here. So I went through an expansive phase of trying to figure out what my Comicsgate comic book was. And so let me turn off this light here so you guys can see it. This is a sketch of how another place I went where I was what could this story be? What could I do with this? This is one of the first sketches and paintings of what Lascivia might be, what the narrator of the story, back when I thought there'd be a Tales from the Crypt narrator. This is another painting of Laurel that I did on tone paper. It's a sketch and the idea of what a werewolf in my world could look like. So I was sketching this world out and trying to think about what it could be before I even started doing this book, and that's what it is. I mean, that's the stuff that I live for, is seeing what can we do with this? And, even though it hasn't gone in this direction even remotely, there were some crazy ideas explored, some really crazy ideas explored with Nosfero. Some are constant. some didn't change that much. But there were some absolutely nutty, barking ideas. Oh, yeah. Let me tell you guys. Frank Frazetta, I know I say this a lot, but on my desk, outside of my maquettes and my Coca-Cola, God bless Coca-Cola, I have got my, and I've had it open to the spread forever, but I've got my my Frank Frazetta book up in front of me where my water container is. I've got my Cyberfrog trading card I did for Ethan that I just sold the original of this. Almost the day after I talked to, because I told Ethan I would give him if he wanted it, it was done. It was a cool, we were there, and he had told me, he goes, I want you to sell it, make some money for your family. And the person who asked me if they could buy it first, I contacted them and gave them first refusal. And that's what we did. And thank you so much. I love Roger Dean stuff. I found out about Roger Dean because someone who saw my work goes, have you heard of, my brother Nick goes, have you heard of Roger Dean? And I went, who is Roger Dean? And he goes, you don't know who Roger Dean is? Yes. And all this stuff. Man, I checked out that stuff. I don't know where they are. Oh God, I'm that teacher. I probably gave them to students and I don't regret it, but I got Roger Dean books, 3 Roger Dean books. Dreams was one of them. I forget what the other one was, but man, I love that stuff, man. Love it. And yeah, Frazetta, massive Frazetta fan, huge Frazetta fan. Yeah. And I love Richard Corbin too. More like the CG Super Friends versus the Legion of Anti-CG. Amen. Yeah, that is absolutely right. Yeah, true indeed. Yeah. And that's the thing about it too, guys. We've got miles to go before we sleep, and we've got so much cool stuff ahead of us. I don't know if you guys are excited, but I am absolutely thrilled about where we are. Guys, I am, and I know you guys know this, but I am, for those of you guys who haven't been here before, and these are my well-read, well-loved copies, I am 2 Indiegogo books into this whole experience, right? So we've got Art Book 2 right here and Art Book 1. Square bound on really nice paper. You can see how those paintings reproduce. So this is my third book. I started on Indiegogo because of what happened to John and what happened to your boy Zach. So that's about how long I've been here, and I've stood on principle regardless. Yeah, in a sailor's mouth. You ain't kidding. You ain't kidding, brother. And that was my first kind of like idea of like what might, Nosfero or it wasn't even Nosfero at that point, but what might these characters be? You could see he starts to like I do a version of a character. He had guns in this version. And we'll get there, but there will be. He's more of a flintlock guy than he is a another type. This is some of my first experimentation with painting comics and painting a vampire story. And this stuff is all in art book 2. You can see the experimentation. Here's another comic book story experimentation right here. This is also in art book 2. And the art books I think are available as an add-on on the campaign. And I think they're shipping to the US and Canada. I don't know if they've all been bought yet. I don't think they've all been bought, but you can thank Phil Diaz for that because he asked me to have an add-on tier so he could buy the head sketch tier. Thank you, Phil, by the way. I got a painting I'm mailing him soon. This is more werewolf. This is Ginger Snaps and a thriller homage. I love this. This is one of the Franken Kong character I do. So this is I did this in 2019. It says revised in 20 because before the art book came out, I was like, I need to turn this into a gorilla. And then, of course, that led to this Franken Kong piece, which I had a blast with for anybody who hasn't seen it. And but yeah, look at these books. I mean, these are high, heavyweight paper, which is exactly what we're doing. My wife was talking to me yesterday. And she's like going, all right, we're doing the accounting on everything. We've got this money set aside for printing, this money set aside for shipping, this money for supplies, and this money for this. Like we're keeping track of all this stuff. And she goes, because I want to just make sure that we can get the paper that we want to have and the paper stock and everything. Like we do not skimp on this shit at all for you guys. We want it to be a great experience. And this is not my first rodeo. We have printed books before and we've shipped books and we always get them done by hook or by crook. And sometimes they take a little longer than we thought they were going to take. But by God, they are always beautiful and they get done. I love this one. This is my homage to both Shin Godzilla and Godzilla, the original Godzilla, and 54, I think it is. And because I'm tired, that's the only reason I can't get it. And this was painted in black and white and silver, and it's called Silver Scream. And I love this. It's him melting, all sold out. Not that I have the biggest budget now. I'll keep an eye out for a second print. Right on. Understood. But actually, if you back the book, I think there's some still available as add-ons, which you should be able to check without checking out. So I do think there are some available as add-ons, but don't quote me on that. And then this is a book called the painting called Strigoi Melange, which is some of your favorite vampires. And this is a big, big painting right here. Franken Kong would indicate there were multiple King Kongs to pull parts from. Oh yeah, that is inspired by Frankenstein Conquers. Conquers the World? Is that the name of the Japanese movie? This is the Undead medley, inspired by all of the various undead characters. And then we've got let's see. This one was fun, The Hound of Phantomas, which led to a novel I'm writing right now just for fun in my spare time. I do that every now and again. And this is the last painting here, Vampire Queen, which was just a fun, vampire babe painting. And then with all of my art books, and this original sold of this tracing, but you can see the sketches sometimes in the back of these books. You can see the tracing paper, line drawing. And then here is a 1-to-1 of the watercolor gouache sketch to the finish in process over here. So I always try to make sure that you get your money's worth when you back these books. Everything I try to typeset and make it look nice for you guys so that you guys get cool shit. Here's the lettering. I got to work on my language. And here's here's that painting idea, The Mummy's Womb, where I designed the type. Here are some layout sketches in the back of this book. Take care, Tank Ferret. You take care, my friend. And you have a fantastic one as well. And then I did these pages. These are just extreme close-ups of the paintings. So you can see the paper texture. I did 3 full pages. And there's one right there. I don't want to get us struck on YouTube, but there you go. And so, yeah, I've had a lot of fun with these paintings, and I've had a lot of fun making this stuff. And these art books, I couldn't be more proud of. And I wouldn't have done them without Comicsgate, and I wouldn't have done them without all of my amazing fans who had started on Instagram. And, you know, a lot of you guys moved over to YouTube, and some of you guys just found out about me from Comicsgate, and I thank you. And there's the finish of the painting that I use as my logo right there. So yeah, this book is one of my absolute, these books are my pride and joy, man. They came out exactly how I hoped they would come out, and I couldn't be happier with them, man. So yeah, guys, make sure you do check out Nosfero the Cryptwalker if you haven't. Make sure you back it. Shanth, you really captured the essence of the SJW Harpies. I tried to. Yeah, I think I've captured them really well, actually. Yeah, that's exactly what I know. See, here's the funny thing. You just said, Shanth, you really captured. I just flipped through this book really quickly, and you said, Shanth, you really captured the essence of SJW Harpies. Here's the funny thing about you saying that. Let me see if I can find it. I know what page you're talking about, because if you look at it, that's exactly what those were. That's exactly what those characters were a metaphor for. If that's what you were talking about, then you got it. That's what that was. You know, you nailed it. So that is what these books are about. You know, that's what these books are about. You know, I was having fun. And by the way, there's a reason why this book and why I'm Comicsgate. This book was called Autonomous Treks. I wanted to have autonomy in what I did creatively. And if I can have autonomy with other people who seek autonomy, then it's not a cult. It's not a collectivist thing. It's a bunch of individuals, which is what I love about America. That's what I love about this country. That's what I love about Western civilization and living in a representative, republic like we have here. And I thank all of you guys for being here and hanging out and looking at this art. Go check out Ethan's stream and have a great rest of the morning for me, night for some of you guys. You guys are the best. I'm going to play some music as we head out, as I often do. Thank you guys so much for your support. Thank you for being here on this stream and for inspiring me to do my best work. And I will never let you down. I'm going to work my ass off. I will get you a beautiful book. And if the pages that are already done are any indication, that much is assured. So take care, everybody. Thank you for getting us to 30K. Much love. Stay gold. I will see you soon. And, it's my name. So peace. And indeed, viva la liberté and bow. Indeed. You can't say it any better than that. So thank you guys. And here's your music. Take care.
Here's a little something for you busters. Yeah.
You're not even learning anything on the street.
Yeah.
You think I'm stupid, son?
Yeah.
See what I'm trying to say to you, boy?
Yeah.
Do ya?
What's up with that?
Look at me, damn it!
Y'all cowards don't even smoke crack. What's up with
You
that?
smoke crack, don't you?
Y'all cowards don't even smoke crack.
Look at me, boy!
Hey to
You
you,
smoke crack, don't you?
don't even smoke crack.
You know what that does to you? Huh? You smoke crack, don't you?
Smoke crack.
Go on and do it expeditiously.
What's up with that?
It kills your brain cells, son. It kills your brain cells.
Don't even smoke crack.
No guts, huh?
I apologize. I forgot you were there. You may go now.